Clint Eastwood's 1517 to Paris was released worldwide this weekend. It's similar to other movies released this year like Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Call Me By Your Name, and The Shape of Water, in that they're set in America, portraying what American life is like. The only difference is one of these is a true story, and the others are a disgusting image that leftist fanatics wish you to believe. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. The 1517 to Paris is the true story of three best friends of different backgrounds and races, with only one thing in common: their love for God and country. When these men grow up, by a miracle's chance, they find themselves locked in a train, standing between an armed terrorist with 300 rounds of ammunition and hundreds of innocent people behind them. As others run and flee, these men on foreign soil race towards danger to put their lives on the line to save others. Well, geez, that does not sound like those other racist, selfish towns of people depicted in those other Oscar-nominated films. And what's unfortunate is these Hollywood critics and foreign press voters may believe that this story is the one that's a work of fiction. Welcome to the only America that I've seen and experienced in my lifetime, other than the liberal-run cities on the coast. Clint Eastwood's goal was to make sure that every second and moment of this film was as authentic as it possibly could be, including using the actual heroes that put their lives on the line and the victims that were shot, including random bystanders. They literally pulled everyone to try to make the scenes exactly as they were with the real people. Now, non-actors have been used to tell stories before, like Act of Valor and Haywire. However, nothing on this scale, and not as much weight on the actual character's performance and dialogues like it was in this movie. Well, let's get into it. Spoilers ahead. My viewer review is a 3 out of 5. Now, this film will not land with everyone, and there's a few reasons for that. First off, if you don't know that most of the actors and performances in this movie are non-actors, then you may be a little bit confused, because you can tell there's something off, a little bit different when you watch them on screen. While other moments of this film are so intense, you can literally feel your pulse through your body. In many of the heavy dialogue scenes, Clint asked these actors or non-actors to just improv many of their lines. What did you say in this particular situation? This makes some of the dialogue scenes lag a little bit, but can make some moments even more surreal than any movie you've seen. What's also kind of funny is there's a lot of selfies in this movie because those are the actual places where they took these photos that you can find online. Pretty interesting. There's 3 main parts of the movie. The one part of them growing up is very heartwarming. You can see this amazing friendship form between these 3 guys. Then there's the 3 guys as adults trekking through Europe, which is kind of like a little bit underwhelming because you're waiting to see what happens. And then there's the train scene that is one of the most vivid and unbelievable sequences I've ever seen. As a critic, I will give this movie a 3 out of 5. This movie is shot absolutely wonderfully. For just having 3 non-actors trek around Europe for about an hour of the film, Clint Eastwood put together a masterful piece. And the train scene is one of the best sequences I've seen in years. Like, this 15-minute sequence should win an award of some kind. Another interesting element of this movie is when they splice in the real footage, it's exactly like you've seen on the screen the entire time because it's the real actors. You don't get to see this in any movies. Like American Sniper, for instance, obviously Bradley Cooper doesn't look exactly like Chris Kyle, but in this movie it's just incredible because it is the real guys, so the footage looks fantastic together. However, this movie does drag a little bit, and I think they could have cut at least 30 minutes out of this film to take it down from its 2-hour runtime to about an hour and a half. Faith and values, I'm gonna give this movie a 5 out of 5. Bam. What is so awesome in this movie is the theme of God and country and how it didn't have to be contrived in a room with a writer with an agenda. Clint Eastwood wanted them to play their role so they could put their own words and recreate the scenes for you and bring greater clarity into the childhood friendships they form on screen. Their early years, these young boys are focused on prayer and defending their country and the ones they love. Spencer Stone's character in the movie says the same prayer over and over and over again, asking the Lord to give him purpose and courage in his life. And there is also a strong theme of purpose and miracles in the film, captured in the actual events that they recreated. The purpose given to them by so many choices trying to lead them away from Paris, not even going to Paris, never being on the train in general, is awesome to see. And the miracles of the actual bullet in the chamber not firing as Spencer races towards the attacker is absolutely incredible. Even saying in the movie that it'd be about a 1 in a million chance of this thing not going off. There's also a scene in the movie that I absolutely love where the 2 single moms are drugged in the classroom saying that, well, you need to put your boys on these focus-enhancing drugs because they can't pay attention. And the one mom says, oh, so you want me to make your job easier by drugging my son? My God is bigger than your drugs. Which I absolutely love as someone who suffered from ADD and dyslexia his entire life, and my mother encouraged me to just learn a different way and get out of these worthless classes that weren't going to teach me anything anyway. Guess who finished in the dean's list when I finally got out of foreign language and those ridiculous gender studies prerequisites that I had to take? Your boy. Overall, this movie is unlike any film you will probably ever see, and its message of faith in Jesus Christ, patriotism, and true friendship, as well as sacrifice and bravery, makes the 1517 to Paris definitely worth a watch. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. And another fantastic news, you can now download the Rebel app and take me with you wherever you go to get exclusive content in the entire Rebel lineup.